Dujiangyan.
Dujiangyan.
Dujiangyan. Yes.
So you landed in Chengdu and now the math starts. How do you make these days feel worth your PTO? You want the cute pandas, the ridiculous food, the calm tea houses, the chaotic streets, and you kind of want it all to fit into one trip that still feels somewhat relaxing. So here's what you're gonna do. First stop, into panda territory. Instead of diving straight into downtown Chengdu, you start just outside the city in a place called Dujiangyan.
Hi, we're currently in Dujiangyan, and this place is magical. Kind of like a forest. They have very, very beautiful plants.
The streets are calm, the pace is slower, and the main celebrities here are professional bamboo eaters. At the Dujiangyan Panda Center, the pandas have two main modes of operation: completely passed out and aggressively focused on snacks. You watch one of them work through a pile of bamboo like it's their full-time job, and honestly, I admire the devotion here.
So smart. It's such fun.
Then you move on to tracking the little shy red ones.
This is so pretty. The red pandas are so adorable. They're like little tiny fluffy beings. And they're actually wandering in this entire enclosure. It's like really nice and really big. But there are a lot of stairs here.
If you've only ever seen red pandas in memes, this is where it gets real. They shuffle past you on the path, climb a branch, and go back to minding their own business. It feels like someone released a limited edition Pokemon into the wild, and you got lucky enough to spot it.
Like a dream. It was so cute. It was like walking right next to us. Oh my gosh. It is so fluffy. I found another one. Oh my gosh, it's so close.
After that, you're gonna trade fluff for foundations.
We're currently at Dujiangyan. We're gonna find some food and wait for it to get dark, and then we'll see the blue tears, which is magical.
You're walking along a 2,000-year-old irrigation system that outlived empires and is somehow still doing its job. Impressive. In most places, something like this would be roped off and turned into a museum piece. But here, it's just part of how the region works. Around it, the old town streets feel like a set from a historical drama. Wooden facades, lanterns, stone paths, but people are buying snacks, taking photos, and living a regular life inside it.
This is the so filled with food. It's like arepa. This one is with pickle. Pickle smells interesting. We're at this place that has really innovative drinks. But this one has like stuff.
Around you, there's stewed meat bubbling away in giant pots, all glossy and tender, the kind of thing you pretend you're just tasting and then suddenly you're holding a full plate.
Quail eggs.
And yes, you finally go for the stinky tofu. The smell hits first and your brain goes absolutely not.
This is stinky tofu.
And once you bite into it, it's crispy outside, soft inside, salty, smoky, and your taste buds are like, wait, we kind of like this. And just when you think you can't handle any more stimulus, the sun goes down and Dujiangyan thus this. The water runs into this bright turquoise glow, like someone secretly turned up the saturation in life.
Is so cool. Dujiangyan is the place to be.
No, the atmosphere is really great. You know, a lot of people taking photos.
Look, this van is awesome.
Back in Chengdu City, you enter the zone where retail turns into theater.
We just arrived in Chengdu.
The gold shops look like palaces, huge entrances, glowing displays.
This is a jewelry store. Oh my goodness, wow.
Staff dressed like they're about to walk on stage. You're technically in a shopping district, but it feels more like a performance space.
We got a bowl of fruits, and the fruits are amazing.
Every bite is insanely fresh, crispy, juicy, like it was picked this morning and fast-tracked straight into your mouth. The logistics here, A+.
We're currently at the Chengdu Research Base Panda thing,
Watch your eyes.
and there's super packed here. It's crazy.
Then comes the walking to panda ratio test. The main Chengdu Panda Base is massive. You can easily spend the whole day here, and that also means a lot of walking for each panda sighting. You'll see them for sure, but you'll also feel every step by the end of it. It's one of those places that make you realize perhaps bigger isn't better, and especially when your legs are doing most of the work. And just quick note, most tours will take you here because this is the main attraction where everybody goes, and we saw tons of people, super packed compared to the one that we went to in Dujiangyan.
然后我现在就扫这些东西，我就没进去。
Look at all the night activities.
It honestly feels like Chengdu is built for wandering. You don't have to plan every step, you just keep moving forward, and the city keeps rewarding you for being curious, or as my sister likes to call it, being nosy.
Yeah. We are at Kuanzhai Alley today, and this place is very old, very beautiful. Look at this.
In Kuanzhai Alley, you get a whole area with traditional skin, modern park.
Wow. We're currently at this stall called Kuanzhai, and the perfume here is so good. I got this one over here. This one right here. Envy Not. This one has like jasmine flavors. Have these ones. These ones are actually like scented with oil inside. And I got a bunch of them. It's so good. Up here with all the different scents also. It's only $14. Yeah, oh my god. She bought 3 perfume and then 2 oils.
The streets look old, wood, lantern, narrow alleys, but inside the shops,
This whole shop is so extra. Because we're not in a... Did you see this? Oh, look, they're ear cleaning. Ear cleaning is a tradition in Chengdu. It's part of the tea culture as well. So like as you drink tea, they clean your ears for you. This is a whole thing. Trying them bamboo flavored ice cream. It's very cold. It's very cold. Oh, that was very interesting. To Chengdu, you definitely want to come to Kuanzhai Alley because this is really, really cool. It's like a really old town area, but it has a lot of amazing stores. They're leaning. This is their leaning store, which is sportswear store, and it's insane. The level of their stores is crazy. Look, this is the store. This is inside of the store, and their fitting room. It is crazy. So basically, if they don't have size, right, they let you try in a different color, and then if you like it, you basically pay for it and they'll send it to your hotel in an hour. So you can shop and you don't even need to carry stuff with you because they'll just send it to the hotel for you free of charge. It's crazy. Like, shopping experience here is amazing. This is what it looks like inside. Wow, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's small. You can travel with it. Oh, way cool. Look at this travel pillow. 什么？你看，现在就这样冲起来了。Area is so cool.
After all that exploring, you duck into this tea house in Kuanzhai Alley, old on the outside but so cozy on the inside with books and warm light everywhere.
Side view. Butt view.
Somehow, sitting here makes you even more aware of how hungry you are. So once the tea is done, it feels like the tea house has officially given you an appetite, and now it's time to go find some food.
Malls are famous in Chengdu too. Okay, the restaurant is here somewhere.
At some point, you have to face the boss battle, hot pot edition. You sit down at a table with a bubbling pot in the middle, plates of meat and vegetables all around, and that unmistakably Sichuan pepper smell. Compared to Chongqing, Chengdu's hot pot feels a bit less aggressive on pure spice, but more layered, more flavors, more numbing, more complexity.
I think it's a little crispy and chewy.
And if a dancing panda mascot shows up halfway through, then you know you're at the right place. Then you take a break from food for a different kind of show. The Bian Lian show, which means face changing literally. It's a kind of opera show with tea and snacks, and it's very chill. I highly recommend this. In a tea house, you sit down with fruits, desserts, and a pot of tea and watch performers change mask in a split second without you ever catching the move. Trust me, I tried not to blink so that I can see the change, but these guys are masters. It's one of those only in this part of China experience that makes the city feels like it has its own built-in entertainment system. It's good. Definitely watch this. Then you head over to People's Park. People's Park is usually where you'd go for a quiet cup of tea, some people watching, unless you're like us and you show up on a public holiday. Then it's no seats, but all vibes. Every table is full, every path is crowded, and the whole park feels like it's running at maximum capacity.
We're walking in the People's Park, and we just found a bunch of older folks dancing. This looks so wholesome.
Everyone is out doing the exact same thing, enjoying a nice day off, and it's beautiful to see older residents at the park dancing and enjoying themselves. Everyone here just seems happy. In between all the big moments, you unlock a very important side quest. Collect all the Oreo flavors.
So we've been collecting a lot of snacks here in China. I think it's like a huge snack culture here in China. They have very, very interesting Oreos. And look, this one is sesame Oreos.
Fig, strawberry, blueberry, peach, matcha, birthday cake. The shelves look like someone put the limited edition filter on. Even the designs on the cookies are different, with patterns that feel very Chinese.
Chicken mushroom rice. That's so crazy. Vanilla with like cheese ones. Peach oolong. This one's actually really good.
We are taking the train to Chongqing now.
And finally, lounge, snacks, no queues. Leaving Chengdu by first-class train comes with its own little ecosystem. A quiet lounge, somebody watching over your bags.
We have tons of food here for you to take, like drinks and stuff. That's peach. Okay.
A table full of snacks, which I admit you will absolutely oversample.
We are going to try this. Dates.
Raw sunflower seeds.
Looks like this. It's like the crackers that we had yesterday.
It's like zwiebak.
And when it's time to board, you get walked through a separate entrance straight to the platform, skipping the main crowd completely.
They have like a special door that they open for you when you take business class, and you board way ahead of everybody else. It's so convenient.
And also, look at these safety rails. Before the train comes, they have these wires that is like a safety wire thing, and then when the train comes, it actually goes up.
They have a magnetic charger. And then they have this. So much snacks in here.
Then you stretch out on a flat seat, get served a full meal, and watch the city slide away through the window. It's a very Chengdu way to end the trip. Soft, efficient, and just comfortable enough that you start wondering when we'll be back. That's it for today in Chengdu. Next video, we're heading to Jiuzhaigou, where the lakes look like they're filmed with a real-life filter. And I'll walk you through exactly what you're gonna do when you get there. Bye!